All right, YouTube, it's your boy Zxous, and in today's video we are going to be doing the full team building video. I haven't done this in literally 2 months. This is going to be the second ever episode of this, right? It's a series where basically I just kind of spend time breaking down multiple different team comps you guys could use for a certain type of like comp or whatever. This time it's going to be a single character, being Cinderella, right? Because obviously Cinderella is getting her 1-year anniversary, and for all we know, she might get replaced as the top DPS. We don't actually know, but I don't think Cinderella get replaced as the best DPS. I do think she is going to get bumped down in rankings when we're talking about the top like 5 or top 10 of Nikke, right? I think that 3rd anniversary character is going to be top 3 best characters in the game guaranteed, right? That's what I think, but we'll see, right? But today, yeah, we are going to be taking a look at everyone's favorite character, Cinderella. So I want to break down exactly what you want to be using when it comes to this character right here, the team comps and all that stuff. So enjoy this video, and if there's another character you guys want me to do this type of video for, let me know. But yeah, let's start off with Cinderella. So the one thing you got to know is Cinderella, obviously she's a character who kind of skills off of HP. That doesn't necessarily mean you need to have characters who buff up HP, right? Because at the end of the day, all her damaging attacks still skill off of final attack, right? She's just a character who basically converts her attack percent on her first skill, right? Based off her final max HP, right? So one of the best partners, basically her best partner, is going to be Rouge, because Rouge is a character who constantly gives max HP throughout her burst skill, and also through her first skill, and then also through her second skill, right? This character right here gives Cinderella like HP like no other character in this game, right? But obviously, if you don't know how Rouge works, you want to have her in either the 2nd or the 4th slot, right? Not only do you want her to be in the 2nd or 4th slot, you want Cinderella to be right beside her. So whether it's here, whether it's here, or whether it's here and Rouge is here, Cinderella must be beside Rouge on your actual team. Yes, that is a mechanic. If Rouge is here and Cinderella is here, Cinderella won't get a buff. If Rouge is here and Cinderella is here, Cinderella won't get a buff. She needs to be here or here if Rouge is here, or if she's in the 2nd slot, she needs to be here or here, and Cinderella will get the buff, right? So Rouge is 100% going to be on that like comp for Cinderella. Now that's when it comes to burst 1. Obviously, you know, everyone's favorite team or everyone's favorite combo, Monstrous Trio. This is a combo you can use as well with Cinderella, and then you just slap in another DPS. Literally anybody in the game, that's a full team. Like literally Monstrous Trio and any DPS in the game is like a full comp, right? It's really up to you. But if we're talking about her go-to comp, if we're talking about Cinderella's go-to comp, I would say it's obviously this. Now, when it comes to her burst 2, again, it's really like easy to say. Like it depends. You don't necessarily need a full electric team, but if you do want, Mari's a good character as well. She is a character who does give fairly good attack damage when you use her burst skill, and she does give an attack buff as well. Other than that, there's not much more that she's offering, but I do think the best go-to burst 2 option is 100% going to be Crown. This character is just insane. Anybody who uses their burst skill will get a 64 attack buff, which is really good for Cinderella. Not to mention, if Crown gets healed, she'll give an attack damage buff, and then if she uses her burst skill, she'll give an attack damage buff for 15 seconds. Very, very good character. So burst 2 option realistically should always be Crown. If you don't have Crown, Brave is a good option. Mari's a good option. The new aid, the new bunny aid, 100% is a really good option. Another good duo as well would be Anchor and Mask, but like that's 2 characters for 1 burst 2 essentially. Like you're kind of filling in the burst 2 row with 2 characters, so I don't really recommend it, right? You want me to be honest, Crown, Grave, Mari, Bunny Aid, those are your main options. But Cinderella, or you know, Crown should be your go-to character. Now when it comes to your 2nd burst 3, I think realistically it could be anybody, like I said, but if we're trying to maximize this comp right here, I think a really good option is going to be either Scarlet. But if you're running Scarlet, then I would 100% say take Crown off and put Trina in there, because Scarlet's best friend is Trina. Not to mention, obviously Trina buffs up Cinderella, or just a little bit, nothing too major, but she does, right? Her burst skill does buff up Cinderella's burst skill, and then also when, what is it, I'm pretty sure she gives an attack damage buff, yeah, here, and an HP buff. That's very helpful for Cinderella. So this comp right here is kind of like the go-to comp right here right? Rouge, Cinderella, Scarlet, Trina, because yeah, Trina is Scarlet's best friend and she does help out Cinderella a bit as well, right? 50% max HP is still very, very good as well. So this is definitely a comp you can use. And then your final character would probably just be one of the flex versus 3 DPSs we have, which is obviously the new Ada Wong is a really good option. Not only does she give an attack buff, but she does heal as well, which is really, really good. Another really fantastic option is going to be Summer Anise, right? Anytime you enter a full burst, all electric code allies get a recharge speed or reload speed and attack buff. Really good option as well. And then my personal favorite for Cinderella is Maiden. It's just because Maiden gives a, what's it called, an attack damage buff to all electric code allies when she has her MP replenished, right? So basically when you enter a full burst. So if you don't use her burst code, you have her as a flex burst 3 and you just enter a full burst, she will constantly give Cinderella and Scarlet an attack, not an attack, but a strong element damage buff, which is really, really good. Right now, another thing you could do is if you want to use, let's say, Maiden as a on-field burst 3, I would recommend probably having this right here, or not even an on-field, but let's say she's an off-field, right? I would probably have it like this and then probably put like Scarlet and Trina first, right? I would do that because that way Rouge is buffing up Maiden as well. If you don't know, this Winter Maiden is like a 0.5 version of Cinderella. This character is basically the same as Cinderella. She just doesn't hit as hard as Cinderella. She's also a character who skills off of HP. The more HP she has, her attack gets converted into HP, right? If you guys take a look right here in her second skill, when her MP is used, her attack percent will increase by 2.47% of the caster's final max HP for 10 seconds, right? Very, very, very good. But that's if you use her MP. So essentially, if you use her burst skill, then that's when that's going to happen, right? So that's really a good combo as well. What people usually like to do is they like to basically go through their main 2 burst 3 characters, and then when you get to that very last full burst, then you just kind of rip Maidens, because then it's going to be fully stacked and she's just going to hit very, very hard, and it's going to go crazy with a team like this, right? But this is a very, very valid team. If you wanted to use, let's say you want to use Maiden as a on-field burst 3, you could definitely do that, and then you kind of just go back to what I was telling you guys originally, with Crown being on your team, and then the last character kind of being either, you know, not Jill, but Ada or Anise. I think if you're running electric characters, you definitely want to make use of the Ada and Anise combo, right? But 100% you are going to want to use this Cinderella with Rouge, and by using her with Rouge, you kind of start building an electric team that way, right? Obviously Cinderella is really good regardless if she's type advantage or not, but when you're using this comp, you do kind of want to go towards that electric comp, and the electric comp kind of has sustained for themselves, right? With the buffers, DPSs. Jill is a powerful DPS, Scarlet's a powerful DPS, Ein is another very good DPS. You could have this composition right here, and then your last character could literally just be, again, one of the flex burst 3 DPS that you have, which are going to be these 3, either Maiden, Summer Anise, or Ada Wong. Very good option right there. But I think realistically, if we're talking about, like, you know, that composition right there, then like that's a good one. Now, if you don't have Rouge, right? Because this whole video I'm talking about like Rouge as if like she is the end all be all. If you don't have Rouge, is there options for this character? Not necessarily. Like, there's nobody in the game who replaces Rouge in what she does, but you can definitely use another burst 1. Like I said, Little Mermaid is a great option. If you don't want to use Little Mermaid, you could also use Rappy, right? Don't forget this Rappy. If she is the only, if there's no burst 1 on the team, she becomes a burst 1, and she does what Rouge does in the sense of like cooldown reduction, and she does give an attack damage buff. But I would 100% say, if you are going to use her as a burst 1, then you kind of just want to build a completely different team, not necessarily a team that is electric based, right? I would probably just have this composition with like, who I would have, again, Crown would probably go on that team, or I could even put Grave on that team and then throw in Red Hood, because now I have a burst 2, a burst 1, and 2 burst 3s, and Grave is technically buffing up this character, and Grave buffs up Red Hood like crazy, right? It's really up to you and how you want to go about it. But, you know, Rappy is a good burst 1 option. If not that, then, you know, Litter. If not that, then I would say Zxous' favorite item is very good, right? Yeah, like I said, Zxous' favorite item is really, really good as well, because obviously Cinderella is an electric character, but I feel like if you're going to use Zxous burst 1 and her favorite item, you kind of want to go back to that full electric team, because she buffs up electric code allies, right? She gives them an attack buff that does stack, right? So that's realistically all I can say. Not to mention she does have damage taken increase when she's fully stacked up on her collecting hacking code or whatever, right? And Exia herself does do fairly good damage, right? You give Exia overload gear, a full favorite item, overload gear, Exia might pop off, right? She's very powerful as a burst 1. So that's realistically it. But again, if you want me to tell you guys what I would say my go-to Cinderella team is, it's probably going to be this composition right here with the let's just go with a full extra team, right? Scarlet, Trina, and then I would probably have, like, I don't know, I would either have Ada there, or I would have Anise there, or I would have Maiden there, right? I think this would be my go-to. I would probably go with Ada just because she does heal, and I think I would like that. This is definitely like a go-to team for me if I'm using Cinderella. If not, I would probably kind of just make with my Ein or my Maiden. But yeah, there's a lot of options for Cinderella. So hopefully, you know, this video was, I guess, somewhat helpful for a lot of you guys. Well, y'all, that right there is the full showcase. Well, not full showcase, but like kind of the team build for Cinderella. Let me know which one of those teams you guys use, or what your go-to Cinderella team is down below. And if you guys want to try some of these compositions out, to let me know how you guys did with them, by all means, let me know down below. But it's your boy Zxous. I'm gonna see you guys in the next one. I'm out later. Peace.